My name is Kris Gethin, and what I aim to bring to you is inspiration, motivation from clients, everything that will allow you to evolve as a human being. Hello, everybody. This is Kris Gethin, and welcome to the Kris Gethin podcast. Now, today I'm interviewing one of my one-on-one clients. I'm absolutely very proud to have this gentleman on, actually, because he's got quite the story for you. Now, he's done various plans before, and during this transformation, and we'll put pictures up on the YouTube for those of you that are watching on the YouTube. This person's gone through a tremendous transformation. Now, being from India, he doesn't eat beef and he doesn't eat fish either. So it does go to show that you can transform and have a phenomenal transformation, even if you don't have the complete variety in your diet. But anyway, without further ado, Rohit, welcome to the show, brother.
Thank you, Kris. Thank you so much. It's such a pleasure to be speaking to you.
It's a pleasure to have you on, my man. Now, what is your background specifically in regards to training nutrition? Did you grow up active, playing sports or working out, or were you, did you live more of a sedentary lifestyle?
So, see, I have been into corporate and business environment for the last, I would say, 18 to 20 years. That has been my work life, if I have to put it that way. I would say previous work life. I'll get into the new one in a couple of seconds. But yes, I have always been into sports because my dad actually was a physiotherapist, and I have seen in and out of physiology and exercise since the day I kind of started understanding things. So that has always been there for me. And the only problem that I always saw was because of the work culture, I was losing in and out. I was never really being consistent with whatever efforts that I made to get into exercising or workouts and training. So that was in 2012 that I really started training consistently. And by the way, I have been your fan since that time, maybe much before. I'm a crazy fan for the last 15 years, if I have to put it that way. And I'm lucky to be talking to you. So, so that's more or less about it. And now that I have quit, the day I realized that, workout, training, exercise, physical activity is the thing that actually got into my head and became my passion, more so to make people aware about what it is all about, how they can improve their lifestyle. And gradually I started getting into my own certifications into fitness. And then sooner or later, it was like on and off free advice. But, in 2021, I just decided that, I'm done with corporate culture and I just need to be into this full time. So now I can say that I'm a full-time fitness coach, and I take a lot of inspiration and learning from you. So this is, if I have to put it or summarize it as a background.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Now, you come from a corporate background in a business culture. What does that look like? What did that entail and how did it affect you? Of course, you were successful, but success maybe wasn't providing you the tools that made you happy because of the way that you looked, or maybe you wasn't feeding the right foods for your brain to function as you'd like to. What did it look like from a day-to-day basis working in the corporate world that you were doing for how many years?
I think around 18 to 20 years. Yeah.
18 to 20 years. Yeah. So what did that look like for you? What was the daily routine?
See, from that perspective, the corporate culture, especially in India, what happens is it is extremely performance driven. It is extremely, I would say, deadline driven. People expect too much and too soon. If I have to put it that way, if any work is expected to be done, people will say it was yesterday, the deadline was yesterday. So if you can imagine, that's the kind of work pressure that almost all Indians go through, irrespective of the industry. I don't know if that's a culture in India, but that's how high people put on their expectations. So that was almost consistent for all the years that I have worked in corporate culture. So I would say I started my job or work in 2004, and when I started getting full time into fitness and training in 2012, that's where everything changed for me. I mean, I was a happy man, I would say. I mean, when I walked into the office, irrespective of no matter what all is going on, office politics or bitching or work pressure or deadlines, you always had that satisfaction that today I have done something good in the morning, and that is not, nobody is going to take that away from you. Rest all I'll handle in the office. Let it be there in the office, but that is my time, and that really made me happy. And it I don't know, but then the feeling of happiness also helped me handle pressure. And that's where all this started building up to let more people be aware about this kind of a lifestyle and how it can really help them from ergonomic perspective, from mental perspective, from physical perspective. So yeah, I mean, but to answer your question, it's an extremely pressure driven lifestyle in India, and especially after COVID, uh, all the more so.
Yeah. And so you've gone out and proven that you can be an extremely busy and successful person in a corporate, in a business industry, as in a corporate industry, yet you can still balance and manage your time to devote it to yourself, your health, your fitness, your movement. You've just got to be a little bit more practical where your prioritizations lie, because a lot of people seek success in that corporate ladder or materialistic possession, not knowing that the success really leads into your lifeline. It's your purpose, your passion, your health, the lifeline that you're trying to feed with fuel on a daily basis, because like you said, it makes you a better person to be around, and you want to be a better person because of it. So then if you'd been following this healthy lifestyle and you'd followed various plans of mine in the past, what made you reach out to me then to get custom one-on-one coaching? If you'd done the program and you kind of knew what you were doing to a certain degree, to be happy and be in shape?
So first of all, I think it was the first time where I realized that you are so much more approachable than what I thought before.
Everyone
Uh,
says that. Everybody says that. When they meet me, they're like, "Oh, you're quite a nice person. I thought you were an ass."
so that's when, I mean, I think I saw your message on Instagram, and I thought, let me just try, because I never tried it. Honestly, it was the first time that I would have sent you a DM and I got an instant response from your profile. And I have always been inspired with your training programs, immaterial of the number of programs, YouTube. I've seen, I've followed each and every day of the 88 videos that you shot, 88 days that you shot in Mumbai, the muscle building program. I mean, I have done a lot of them and I have benefited out of them. So I would not say that it was an online thing. I watched the videos and I couldn't get the results. I have done exactly as you've told in the videos, and I have benefited out of it, no doubt about that. But as I said, I never felt that you are so approachable. When I reached out to you, I got an instant response, and as I said, I am a crazy fan, and I was like in jitters when I got a response from you, and I said this is it, and I am going all in. Now, the reason, if you would say, why, first reason, as I said, I want to be associated with you because the way you do things, the way you explain things, the way everything is so evidence based and science based, result oriented. That is the reason. First of all, I love you and I'm your fan. So I wanted to reach out to you for that. Second reason was, as we spoke earlier, I want to start a new work life, which is my new life, which is being a fitness coach, which is inspiring many more other people, you know, changing their lives. So I would say I also wanted to be in my client's shoes. I wanted to understand how a client feels and how a coach guides them. And there is nobody better than the world's best in form of Kris Gethin, who can teach me on how you can treat a client, how you can change the way the things are, how you can change the thought process, how you can break the myths, or I would say the beliefs that people would have had for years related to training or nutrition and anything related to that. So, that was the second thing. And the third thing was, in spite of uh, following so many programs, I am a human being. I lose motivation. I lose accountability at times. And I wanted somebody in the form of you to be more accountable. I love your check-in forms, and there is not a single check-in form that I've missed because I wanted to do that. Of course, I am self-motivated, but I lose motivation. I lose accountability at times, and I read your emails that come in the newsletters, and there is beautifully highlighted one email beautifully highlighted this point, how you can go uh, you know 2 steps forward and 4 steps back. And that is the reality. Honestly, that's the reality why people are not able to progress in their life, in their fitness programs. So that is where I wanted to give my all in and change the way I took the fitness or nutrition or training. And that is where you play a great role in inspiring me and making me accountable for it.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Now, let me just grab my phone here because I want people to actually see, and we're going to put this up on the YouTube channel as well. So you're not just looking at my phone here, but this is what Rohit looked like when he first approached me. There you go. We got it focused. Okay. So you look like you're in pretty decent shape. It's okay there. You'd been working out for some years at that point.
Yeah.
But then this is what he looked like a very short time after. Absolutely phenomenal, like shredded six-pack, a lot of definition, and a lot of muscle, like the separation within your pecs there that you didn't even have like prior is phenomenal. Really, really good job there. So and that's the thing.
Chris, sorry for interrupting. Let me on that point, my my wife said that, I used to think that you were so fit. And in the before photograph, that was her perception, that, I used to think that you were so fit. And even many people actually in my office and around friends and everybody used to say that you are so fit. And now when people see this transformation, they are blown away. I mean, they say we didn't expect that this is also the next level where somebody can reach to. So, just a point to mention.
Yeah, well, you just set the bar. You've just set the bar high. It's like when the 5-minute mile was first broken, then other people could see the opportunity that's available to them. But somebody just needs to see it first before they understand, before then they can apply it. So now they can see the possibilities. And that's how you're able to inspire others. So going back into the one-on-one coaching, because I want to know for myself, selfishly as well, you'd followed my video trainers, you'd done like the controlled fasting protocol before, and you're now doing, the one-on-one, you're doing the one-on-one coaching with me. What do you say were the fundamental differences of having me, and you know your side now from being a coach yourself, but from your experience of working with me, what is the difference between having the one-on-one coaching as opposed to following, say, a video program or another program of mine that's out there online that you'd followed before?
So one thing which is a very clear differentiator is I'm moving very quickly. I mean, it's fast. It's too fast, actually. Why? Because as soon as there is certain deviation, even before I'm waiting to take action, then and expect a changed reaction to that, I would have lost 2 to 3 weeks. But I'm not losing that 2 to 3 weeks. I am getting an instant response. I mean, I just put a note to you and I get a response within 48 hours, or sometimes in 24 hours also. this is what you need to quickly adapt to, or this is the change that you suggest me. And I am saved from losing that 3 weeks or 4 weeks. So the first fundamental difference is it's extremely quick, it's extremely adaptable. And of course, with your experience and with your knowledge, you exactly know where I may be going wrong, or where your suggestion can make a huge difference or a significant difference to the plan. And I think the controlled fasting, there were a few instances, maybe a couple instances where I thought it's not going as per the plan. But then, you gave me a logic and a reason why, which convinced me and kept me moving on. I mean, I totally have had faith in you since the first day, and I always do, and even today. I mean, so it works. I mean, I believe in the process, whichever you have set in for me. So that's the one thing. Second is, there is a lot of nutrition related information which you had shared with me. What should be my nutrition like? Of course, you first take my inputs, or your clients' inputs, in terms of what they like, what they don't like, and then accordingly you suggest a plan. I mean, as you said, I mean, I don't eat beef, so I told you that I can't take XYZ food options. These are not the sources that would fit into my plan. But anybody who sees this transformation, they would don't believe it,
Mm.
right? The first, I mean, you would not believe. I mean, this would be maybe a common thing for you to hear, but it was the first for me. People in the gym would come over to me and ask me, "Are you participating in a competition?" I said, "No, I'm not." The second thing they asked me is, "Are you on steroids?" I said,
That's a
"God,
common
hell
one in
no,
India. Very
I am
common.
not on steroids." So I really was confused. Was that really a compliment, or was that,
No, it's a compliment,
you
believe
know?
me, because
So
that means that you're doing something quote unquote unnatural to them. And if
correct.
you're getting quote unquote unnatural results, then look, you're doing something that is based on their impossibilities. They just don't see that as a possibility in a natural form.
Absolutely, absolutely.
So that's great. That's really good that you're getting those compliments, and take it as a compliment. Of course, online you'll always get the haters, and that's okay. The world revolves around them, so it doesn't really matter. So now, obviously, you're feeling different. You're feeling better. You're influencing others. People are coming up to you. So then, what was it that made you decide? Okay, I'm going to give up the corporate culture. I'm going to give it up altogether. I'm going to take a risk and I'm going to be a trainer myself.
So it was always there. I mean, as I said, it was since childhood. I have seen that culture in my home. I mean, um, though we were always conservative, so every parent in India wants, at least at that point of time, wanted their children to be either an engineer or a doctor. you know that's what the culture was, maybe like 20-25 years back. Today it's very, very different. People are very liberal, parents are extremely liberal and provide freedom to their kids. But I was like, I really never left fitness. I mean, I was in cricket in my school time. I was into gymnastics and all. So I never honestly left it, but I wasn't able to be consistent because that was never a full time thing at that point of time. But I think we spoke about this earlier also in this conversation. It is possible to take out time in spite of whatever work that you are doing for your physical activity or yourself, because that is your time. I mean, if you don't take out time, nobody else will do that for you. And it's like breathing. I mean, if you don't maintain your body, if you don't really work on your body, that the body will give away. What are you earning for? I mean, you are earning working 24 hours in a day, but for what? You can't enjoy that after the age of 40. So there is no use of earning that. And one thing that always kept me inspired is one statement, or I would say something which I think I heard you saying at some point of time, that age gracefully. you know uh, as you age, don't get dependent on the family and people around you. at least make your best effort to keep your body in such a shape that or in such a condition that you don't have to ask for help after the age of 40 or 45. I've seen people with age 60 plus or 65 and 70 living such good, independent, healthy lifestyle. So why not me? I'm just 42, or yeah, 42. So I still have 20 more years to devote to to a fitter lifestyle and get much better than what I am today. So I think I would take it that way.
Yeah, of course. You definitely want to be independent, and you don't want to be a burden. That's the one thing that
Absolutely.
is not a fear of mine, but I'm very conscious of it. I never, ever, ever want to be a burden to other people or family members or anything like that. That would be a bit of a nightmare. And the only way that we can do so is by investing in our health, in our carcass, in our lifeline right now. So create that
Absolutely.
independence. So hope maybe people that are younger than us will be dependent on us. And so you of course now you're a personal trainer, and are you doing, I know the answers to this, but I want to share it with the community. Like, are you doing online personal training, or because obviously with the state of the world as it is today, you've become a personal trainer, have you gone straight to working out of a gym or straight to online training?
So I would say the decision of taking off from the corporate and switching on to this new career came into 2021. So at that point of time, of course, there were lockdowns and there were inconsistencies in the gyms opening up, and still people were suffering from a lot of weight gain. Many people gained a lot of weight because of home, staying at home, not much of a physical
1950,
activity.
I call it.
Yeah. And so it started all with online. So most of my clients were online and they continued to be online. And then maybe now, since now the times have eased out, things are now opening up and normalizing. Quite a lot of people are now into face to face, more in person. So I would say there are people who are quite self motivated, who can work out online, and they don't really uh, feel the need of a person standing along with them and training them. But of course, there are individuals who need that. I mean, they say that, I can't work out if I don't have somebody standing next and guiding me and supervising me if I'm doing it wrong. Now, the second fear that people have is they may get hurt or injured if they are doing it in the wrong form, or if they do something which is not meant for the body to be done, uh, because they don't really know the progressions. They don't really know what is the right exercise for that particular individual or that particular body, or as per their physiological conditions. So some people are very aware about this fact, so they don't want to take a risk of doing it online. So those are the people who want it in person. But of course, there is just one of me, so I can't be omnipresent physically. So ultimately, we have to switch to either a more instruction based online training, one to one coaching, or in form of some app, or providing a workout program with instructions on an app, and having check in calls, maybe once in a week or once in 2 weeks kind of a thing. So I mean, that is how it is going at this point of time.
Okay, that's awesome. And one thing that now I'm going to segue into as well is that you are still a client, but now under the PT Mastermind program. So under the PT Mastermind program, for people that don't know about it, because I haven't really done a launch with it, just a soft launch, is that myself and my business partners, Adam and Tim, we've created a program specifically for personal trainers or people who want to become personal trainers, to create some independence for themselves. So when I say independence, it could be financial independence, it could be working from home, could be working on your hours, working, knowing that you have a family to take care of at home. So you need to have a little bit of versatility in your schedule, and you want to basically do a hands-off approach or a hands-on, it doesn't matter. So that is what Rohit has signed up for. So since signing up for the PT Mastermind, from having our discussion a couple of weeks ago, it seems like now, and obviously I speak to Adam pretty much every day about this, is that you seem to have a list of clients waiting to be trained by you. So now delegation is your next task, and obviously coming from the corporate world, I'm sure that does help you as well in your regarding your marketing abilities. And just as a side note here, and I want to make mention of this because when I saw this in my email, I was like, that is awesome. Rohit said, I'll do the podcast, no problem, but I just want to make sure that I'm tagged in any social post. And I was like, that's great. That is awesome. That's what I love to hear, because that's how you
Module 5.
get the message out.
That's Module 5 making the headlines.
There you go. Model 5. You've got it. You've rehearsed it. So now, since doing so, what have you found as being an online trainer now? How has that changed your life? Obviously, you're working a lot of hours because now you've got a list of people that want your services. But, give people an understanding. This time last year, you weren't really a trainer. Now you're an online trainer and quite a successful one at these very early stages.
So, Kris, one thing I would like to be really honest about is I have been into marketing for almost 9, 10 years. Out of my 20 years of corporate life, I would have spent 9 to 10 years in frontline sales and maybe 8, 9 years into hardcore marketing, may it be B2B marketing, may it be B2C, or product marketing, service marketing. I have done it all. So, but still, first of all, I was when your mail came in for Mastermind, I said, what different it could be? I mean, I know. I mean, I have done it all. So how could that be different? But with some apprehensions, I said, let's go for it and let's just discover and explore what it can be worth. I was apprehensive when I took it, but after I think the first 3 or 4 calls with Adam and Tim, I was amazed that my perceptions about how marketing is done for fitness coaching is totally different. I mean, it's totally different. Yes, the tools are the same. I mean, it's like social and email and the marketing tools remain the same, but it's how you reach out. I can name the chapters or the modules, but how you build a rapport with a client. I mean, that's not taught in any marketing or a B school when it comes to this particular industry or this particular specialization. So I would say that it has opened my eyes. It has changed my perspectives, and it has bought me a lot of business. Let me be very, very clear and very transparent that there are certain things that I have done exactly as it has been told in the modules, and after discussions with Tim and Adam on certain things, I mean, they give so much of insight. When I was trying to put up a post of my client's testimonial, at that point of time, I just had 2 or 3 clients. So they said that, this is how a testimonial should be put. This is how you should convey the message. And there was a little bit of to and fro. There were quite a lot of modifications, changes, even to the extent of changing the lines and the wordings. I mean, that's the level of involvement that Adam and Tim had with me on that particular aspect. And let me tell you that one particular testimonial has got me so many calls that, I have people in waiting. I honestly don't have time at this point of time. So, I have to tell them, sorry, buddy, I am busy. I won't be able to take you through. At max, what I can help you is with an online, app-based coaching plan. You can follow that yourself if you are really self-motivated. If you've reached out to me, that means you really want it. And then I try and move them to the more app-based kind of a programming, and then, so that they can pursue the particular program. But of course, the protocols remain the same on how, as per the individual taking inputs and everything. Yes, I think I'm working much more compared to the corporate life in this life, but I'm loving it. I mean, it's quick results. I mean, Mastermind, I would say it has really it is giving me quick results. I mean, Return on investment, yes. Performance, yes. I would say insights, yes. I mean, there is no looking back from there. I mean, we have weekly calls, and every week we discuss what happened well, what didn't happen. So then there are solutions which come in from Tim and Adam, and probably you were there on one of the calls explaining how things work. So it's only going in the positive direction. And the other thing is, based on our inputs, like the people who've taken the Mastermind course, uh, Adam and Tim actually take those inputs and try to incorporate certain things or change or try to get back to us. One thing which came in was LinkedIn. I mean, amazed how LinkedIn could be such a big lead generator for us, because compared to regular perspective, or people what they believe is Instagram or Facebook is the where their audience lies. It's not true. It's not true. And that platform I discovered only after having so much of discussion with Tim and Adam, trying to place in the right way with that particular audience. That particular audience doesn't talk the language of people who are there on Instagram. That audience is absolutely different. You have to use different wordings. You have to present your service in a very different way. So I just put a small video clipping on LinkedIn, which video I would say would be in the form of a reel, which people would put on Instagram. But I try to create certain small little changes that would appeal to that kind of audience. And I have been bombarded with calls from LinkedIn. I mean, people are trying to approach from different networks. So I think it's a very guided approach. It's a proven, I would say, proven approach based on your years of experience, how things have evolved. So I am not shooting in the dark. I'm not trying to explore, okay, I'm spending money on this particular ad, or I'm spending money on something and I'm not getting the results. I'm not, testing and trying things. I know this will work, this will not work. As simple as that. And nothing could be much better than that.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's great to hear. That's really good. And you found your niche because you come from the corporate background. So putting your content on LinkedIn seems to be the right platform, because now you're targeting the more corporate cultures that you'd find on there, as opposed to scrolling on Instagram. And that's what you've got to do. You've got to reach your niche. A lot of people may look at me and think they'd be surprised if I even had a profile on there. I'm going to be a little bit more of that Instagram or Facebook looking fella. But you've just got to find that niche that you're going to be able to relate to and able to talk to. And obviously a lot of people, especially in India, from the corporate cultural background, they utilize their excuses of not having enough time as their justification of not to exercise. Or if they do finish work, they go to have a couple of whiskeys after, and then use that as their justification for feeling bad and tired the next day and not having time to exercise. They just need to make sure that they put their priorities straight. So anyway, is there anything that you'd like to finish off with? It doesn't have to be about the training, the program, or anything specifically that you'd like to give to viewers as a bit of advice. Maybe they're on the fence about stepping in the gym. Maybe they're a little bit embarrassed. Maybe they don't know where to start in regards to their nutrition, or they'll use an excuse of being vegetarian or something like that as a justification of not to begin. Is there any message that you'd like to leave here for the audience that's listening to you today, Rohit?
I think for me, it was easier, I would say, because I have been associated to fitness and exercise since my childhood. So it was still easier for me to understand the benefits and get into it straight away. But there are people out there who don't go to a gym or even work out at home till their doctor tells them to. So my only advice is, please do not wait for that moment where your doctor has to tell you that you need to exercise. Please don't wait for that moment. If the doctor has to tell you, then it would be really, really late by that time. So please do not wait. Take initiative. It's all in your hand. It's only you versus you. Get on with it. Just half an hour, 40 minutes, do something. I mean, just do some form of physical activity. You don't have to spend hours in the gym. Just work out. I mean, just do something and get over with it. Keep your nutrition clean. Enjoy life, but keep it clean. I mean, everything in moderation is the secret to a healthy lifestyle. Yeah.
Correct. Have that balance, isn't it? And like a lot of people do think you have to spend hours in the gym. You don't. It's maybe 5 hours a week. And you don't have to take steroids because a lot of people think, if you're in half decent shape and you're not obese
Yeah.
and you must be on steroids. No, it just comes down to consistency and prioritization and making sure that you're very smart with your time and you're investing it in yourself and not so much in materialistic possession. But thank you ever so much for joining us. Now, please let people know exactly where they can find you and where they can reach out to you.
Okay, so I am available on Instagram mostly. My handle is @Rohit_Zeus_live strong. So you can find me there. I have a lot of workout programs, home workouts available for people who don't want to go to the gym, available for people who want to go to the gym, a lot of nutrition advice, a lot of them coming from Kris. I don't mind sharing that because that's how you change the world. Sharing some good information goes out to people, as many as they can adopt and change your life. So that's where I am. You can find me there. And and Kris, I was so nervous today when before you are like in Indian mythology, there is a guru who was named as Dronacharya. He was like the best guru of the gods. Okay, so I mean, you are like that to me. So thank you for being there.
Thank you very much. I really appreciate you saying that, my friend. And thank you for contributing to the community as well in what you've done now, moving from the corporate culture, which of course, you're actually providing, but now what you're doing is making a change to people's lives. And obviously, what you're doing in India is absolutely inspiring. You've been inspiring people within your immediate vicinity, but now online around the world as well. So thank you very much. And we will put Rohit's details in the show notes there before, so in the bottom there, so you can click there and reach out to Rohit and see the content that he's putting out there. But thank you once again, my friend. Really appreciate your time because I know it's getting late there in India. So thank you very much again.
Anytime for you, brother. Thank you and have a good day.
Appreciate it. Thank you. And you too. And that is it, guys. So from Rohit and myself, Kris Gethin, this is the Kris Gethin podcast. Thank you. Peace. Thank you ever so much for listening. My name is Kris Gethin, and I am out.